Ladies and gentlemen, just imagine a situation that is almost impossible to survive. You are trapped in a prison with seemingly no way out. Much like Admiral Jim Stockdale during his traumatic time in Vietnam prison during the war season. But yet, this is the thing. He didn't just survive, ladies and gentlemen. He turned his nightmare into a powerful life lesson that is incredibly relevant, especially to today's unpredictable business climate. Now, this lesson is known as the Stockdale paradox. It is not just a concept, ladies and gentlemen, it's a mindset, a strategy, a way to turn the tables on adversity brought to the world by Jim Collins in his piece of work, Good to Great. Now let's bring this Stockdale paradox into our world, the high-risk roller coaster ride of the business arena. Now imagine your company is going through, let's say, a storm with challenges like fluctuating stock prices or unexpected market shifts hitting you from all the directions. Now Stockdale paradox helps you and teaches you to tackle these challenges head on. Now it's about recognizing and accepting your current reality, the realism, and however tough it may be, you accept it without any sugarcoating or without any sort of a denial. But here's the thing, it's also about holding on to an unshakable belief in your eventual victory. Think of it as a two-sided coin. On one side, there's this unwavering confidence, a belief so strong that it keeps your spirit high and your motivation even higher, fueling your resilience through every setback. And on the flip side, you have got a clear-eyed view of your current situation, no matter how horrific or challenging it is. See? Ladies and gentlemen, this is 100% applicable not only to businesses but also to our personal lives as well. So this isn't about getting disheartened, by the way. It's about understanding your reality so thoroughly that you can make smart, strategic moves to navigate through it. So in a sense, this Stockdale paradox is about striking that right balance, optimism and realism. It's about looking your challenges in the face with honesty and courage while encouraging a persistent faith in your and your business's ability to not just survive but thrive in the industry. So it's about accepting the present with all its imperfections and marching towards a future you firmly believe in. Alright, so now let's talk about how this concept applies to the real business world. So this can be applied in different situations, like when facing market challenges, leading through crisis situations, changing organization culture, strategic planning and decision making, and when facing modern issues, and the list goes on, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the applicability of this. So when we talk about tackling market challenges first today, now I would say it's like having one foot firmly on ground, facing the tough reality of what is in front of us, while the other foot steps forward towards our goals with unwavering confidence. The application of Stockdale paradox. Imagine dealing with a tricky issue of supply chains, let's say, or finding the right people for the job, or keeping up with speed of digital changes, the biggest issue these days. The Stockdale paradox comes alive in how these companies are turning these challenges into opportunities. Now, companies are now investing heavily, especially when it comes to upskilling. People are investing heavily in upskilling their workforce, embracing the fact that yesterday's skills might not cut it today. It may no longer be adequate or applicable in today's context with these rapid changes. And you must have been the best yesterday, by the way, but today you will be the second best, or maybe not good at all. If you stop upskilling yourself, that is what happened to you. So Western Digital is another prime example, even highlighted in McKinsey reports as well about this. So they are putting their people front and center, investing in their skills to stay ahead of the curve. And it's not about just about plugging gaps also, ladies and gentlemen. Now Coca-Cola, another example, in their journey through digital transformation shows us it's about shaping a culture where learning is continuous and the organization is always ready for what is next. application of Stockdale paradox. And on the other side, ladies and gentlemen, if we talk about the financial side, it's no secret that the businesses nowadays are struggling with limited cash flows and high interest rates. But instead of backing down, they by applying this Stockdale paradox, they can diversify, focusing on what they are best at and staying cautiously optimistic about their growth. So these companies are not just waiting out the storm, they are preparing for the sunshine after by applying Stockdale paradox. And then we're talking about the application of Stockdale paradox in crisis management also, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about keeping a ship afloat in severe seas. So this required a combination of quick thinking, group intelligence, and open dialogues. Now, companies who thrived throughout, let's say, the COVID-19 crisis, the biggest crisis, the prime example for crisis, with the use of Stockdale paradox, ladies and gentlemen, when shifting to the digital platforms and redesigning the operations also, they used it. And when it comes to leading through tough times in today's business world, it's all about being adaptable, forward thinking, and resilient. Learning from top CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, ladies and gentlemen, based on the case studies, we see some key strategies that really made a difference when going in such tough situations. So first of all, smart leaders make decisions based on solid data. Number one, even when things are uncertain, having reliable data means you can make informed choices very quickly. And then there's the power of collective wisdom, because no CEO or leader is the god who knows everything, I would say, especially during a crisis situation. And it's about tapping into the team's knowledge and even reaching out across the industries sometimes. And open conversations can spark innovative solutions that you might not find on your own. So it's very much important for open conversations. And then clear and honest communication is another big one. When leaders are transparent and talk about the reality, everyone starting from employees to stakeholders know what is actually happening and why. So this builds trust, which is super important when things are up in the air. And being able to move with purpose is also a key. Successful leaders know how to adapt without losing sight of their company's core mission and the values. So this helps keep the brand strong even when everything else is changing. And let's not also forget about having a global mindset here, because today's challenges and opportunities often goes across the borders, right? So understanding the global market and building international partnerships can set a company up for long-term success, no matter where the challenges come from. So that is also something that we have to consider about. And look at how companies shifted gears during this COVID-19 pandemic. Many had to switch to remote work, like work from home, and rethink their supply chains and find new ways to connect with the customers. So it was all about embracing this digital transformation to fit the new reality, the new normal. And let's take Starbucks for instance. So they faced a crisis of racial bias head on, what would have literally killed their reputation and their brand itself. But what did they do? They respond quickly, made sincere apologies, and took concrete steps to make things right, like training and policy changes. This not only handled the immediate issue, I would say, but also strengthened their brand. In all these cases, what made the difference was a mix of data-driven decisions, as I said before, tapping into collective know-how, being clear and open in communication, making thoughtful changes while staying true to core values and keeping a global perspective, just as we discussed a while ago. So these strategies didn't just help companies get through the tough times, they set them up for future success and growth. Then what about strategic planning and decision making, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, you still can apply the Stockdale paradox for that as well. Now, it's about being real with the challenges you might face, but also holding on to a rock-solid belief in your plan's success. Let's get real with some real-world examples. Now, think about big names like Gillette, Nuco, Wells Fargo, or Kroger, or you name it. Now, they have been through it all, the tough takeovers, the challenges with imports, you name it, but they played it smart. They faced those tough times head on and never lost sight of the winning. Now, this mindset didn't just help them survive, but it made them very much stronger in their context. And this Stockdale paradox is not just a cool idea, ladies and gentlemen, it really shapes how leaders think and make decisions. As I said, it's about being honest about where you are at, but also ready for what's ahead. So this balance keeps decisions grounded and bold, perfect for leading teams through thick and thin, ladies and gentlemen. So it's about continuous improvement and staying agile in this context. Now, also take another example, Walgreens, the America's one of the largest chain of drugstores. Now, when the internet was just taking off, they didn't just jump without thinking for it. So they believed in their ability to make it big in this new digital world, but took the time to figure out the best path forward. So it's this kind of thoughtful, balanced approach that led the companies like Walgreens blend their traditional strengths with new opportunities with the use of this Stockdale paradox. So for business leaders, yes, this paradox is golden. It means creating a space where everyone is comfortable sharing the tough stuff. So this openness helps you catch issues early and build a team that is not just tough but also purpose driven and purposefully built, ready to push towards long-term goals even when the roads gets bumpy, ladies and gentlemen. And here's something very much crucial, I would say. Now, this paradox is not just about strategies and decisions. It's about leadership as well. Now, leaders who get this paradox right are the ones who foster openness, who build teams where it's okay to talk about the tough stuff. Now, this kind of openness means problems don't get chance to grow out of control at any given circumstance. Now, instead, they are tackled head on. Now, it creates a workplace where trust is the foundation and everyone is pushing together towards those big long-term goals even when the path gets a bit rocky. So that's the beauty of this Stockdale paradox, ladies and gentlemen. And there you have all of it, ladies and gentlemen, the deep dive into the Stockdale paradox and how it's not just become a theory but a dynamic real-world strategy for steering your business through the unpredictable tides of today's market. So remember, in the face of uncertainty, it is this blend of unwavering optimism and courageous realism that will be your guiding light. So it's about being resilient, adaptable, and ready for anything that comes your way for the greatest success, from good to great. So what's your take on this Stockdale paradox, ladies and gentlemen? Share your thoughts, your challenges, your experiences on how you overcome the twists and turns in your journey and make this conversation going on in this platform. And also make sure to subscribe and connect with us for more updates. Thank you very much and have a great time and have a great period ahead until we meet again. Thank you very much.